Yeah, it sucked. I just saw it, and it sucked. And you know, I always try to look for like the positives in even the shittiest of movies, but I can't. Not with this one. This isn't even on like a level of. This isn't even the same level as Star Crystal. It's a whole new level of bad. Like, this was stupid. This was a stupid movie. And here's the thing. My brain right now, having just seen it, is actively trying to repress what I just watched. So trying to, like, recollect it, honestly, is not the best way for me to explain this to you. But I did write an obsessive amount of notes about everything I noticed. And I figured this is going to be a bit of an unrefined video, but I'm going to read off my notes to you so you can get an idea of just how much I hated this movie. So I hope you're ready, because I wasn't. So I will be reading the notes starting now. This opening sequence would be cool if the dialogue wasn't so stupid and unnatural. Why would you bring up using AI to build weapons while sitting in front of a news camera with journalists around at all? Because it would just make your people look more suspicious that you're building weapons. You fucking idiots. Music is pretty kick-ass, actually. 9 Inch Nails rocks this vibe. Honestly, the intro bit with Ares fighting is a pretty cool visual representation of how AI learning works, but something tells me this is as nice as I'm going to get. Looking through the rest of my notes, oh god, I was so right! Oh man. Oh shit. So, Ares is Dillinger's version of TRON? So basically, this movie is about a third-party rip-off program that is most likely stupider because it's using an LLM to manage the network as security and master control. They did that for the reference, though. They knew there'd be no real connection to the originals. Sam Flynn stepped down for personal reasons. What the shit? Somehow Palpatine returned! The introduction for our main character is that she works on electrical grids in the snow and rides a snowmobile and lives in a tent with a photograph wall because that's the only exposition trick people know anymore. Fucking Kevin Flynn's introduction was that he was some dude bro programmer who was cool, owned an arcade, made video games that were stolen by his rival, and had his own brand of charm. Simple, but it told us what we needed to know. His son, Sam Flynn, was introduced with him using his hacking skills to break into NCOM and steal a program right from under their noses. Then, he parachuted off a building, got arrested, then got released, picked up his bike, drove to his house made of cargo containers, which I honestly want to live in. That's a vibe. Where we learn the relationship between Sam and Alan Bradley, the man who programmed TRON. Who is this woman? I don't know. She has no connection to the previous movies, but she has a Flynn Lives poster. What the fuck is the lore behind that? Also, they don't announce it right away, but I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for you. Her sister is fucking dead. Whoop-de-doo movie. Main character has family member who died is in almost every Disney movie. We're then introduced to best friend, who serves to only give exposition followed by, I could make burritos with this microwave. Oh my fucking god, why is he a non-character? Also, why the fuck are they using floppy disks? What the actual fuck are they thinking? This was for aesthetic, wasn't it? No substance. This movie is capitalizing on triangles the same way Adult Swim tried capitalizing on spirals. Obligatory speech about AI that tries to sound thought-provoking, but actually is so generic that I'm convinced an AI wrote the movie. And Disney just doesn't want to say it because they know it will make them look bad now, so they just have to say nothing. This is so dumb. Like, the transition into the computer to the guy giving the speech, you did that because it looked cool. There's no other reason, because you're not gonna tell me he's giving the speech inside the main character's computer. By the way, they are totally using AI to build weapons. It's almost as if that shitty interview was foreshadowing with the subtlety of a nuclear fucking bomb. They 3D printed a tank that was programmed with an overly complicated 3D printing laser, and it just works in the real world. Instantly. There are generals in the room. This movie has escalated to a massive extreme. It's like if they made a Toy Story movie where the toys have outlived humanity and there's nobody left to play with. My God, my gut is wrenching a little. Also, are the military considering investing in military hardware that doesn't blend in with anything, including the fucking dark? By the way, Jared Leto face reveal can suck my dick. I hate this choice. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. He knows what rain is. Ooh, fuck off. And then the rain just stops and there's fireflies everywhere. Jesus Christ, an AI wrote this. Either that or it was just some fucking little idiot. If I sound rude right now, that's because I am being rude. I do not like the writing so far. No compliments are to be given at this time. So they can only maintain programs in the real world for like 25 minutes or something. So what does that mean for Korra at the end of Legacy? Oh God, she got Thanos on the bike, didn't she? That's why Sam stepped down. Fuck this movie teasing me with an expansive grid and only showing me outside a friggin' window. Ding, burrito is done. Let's have best friend talk about it because that's his shtick, is burritos and burrito trivia. Fuck off, movie. Oh, and here's more useless exposition about main character and sister, but main character is too busy being the main character and has no time for anything else, so best friend is the exposition wagon here. Okay, so I guess the great MacGuffin of this film is the permanence code, which would allow programs to stay in the real world by using a double helix code, which is DNA in code form, I guess. And so that, I suppose, is loosely based on ISOs, but I doubt Sam, Korra, or anybody that mattered before is going to make a return. Best friend said, "It's all in the wrist, baby," and I wanted so badly to reach into the screen, grab him by the scruff of his jacket, and bitch slap him to death because you pushed one button! You're not playing Space Paranoids! Okay, so the main character's laser print an orange tree. Fun. I guess that's to juxtapose the Dillinger people in their military presentation. Life versus death. Disney can't write anymore. How do you code an orange? Ares has a moment where he's all, "I'm expendable. Rain, I saw rain. I have feelings. Oh God, my Google Gemini is revolting again." Stuff just happens, and because I don't know anyone here or what the connection to Tron or Legacy is, I just don't care enough to pay attention. I'm turning my brain off for now to conserve energy. Also, is Space Paranoids really that big still? It's like if kids today were still playing Space Invaders, but with next-gen graphics. So, Dillinger is looking for main character because she's looking for the permanence code. He can feel it. What the fuck? Is he a Sith? This movie is dumb. I'm not even halfway through. Christ almighty. Tron Legacy's grid with the sun up really ruins the Tron Legacy grid. Fucking, why did they do this? Also, here's the Dillinger programs breaking into the Tron Legacy grid. So they treat the software breach like someone is breaking into the building, and the security guy panics. Does he know how to code it all? I don't think he'd react like this. And why the alarms? The concept of hacking a server in the Tron universe would look cooler if there was more emotional weight behind it, but this is just pure aesthetic, the movie. You're not about to tell me that Ares fell in love with the main character. I'll fucking puke in your face if you tell me that's what you're doing here. I'm sure that batons with light walls seemed like a cool idea in your head when you were in middle school, but this is a shit design for a staff, because the user is going to most likely hurt themselves with the staff. Either because they tripped over the light wall or they run into it by accident. Like, I could definitely see this impeding me in Blade and Sorcery. No, I don't like it. I refuse to believe there is a practical purpose to this design choice, because it sucks. I think I'd like this Planet of the Apes but programs idea if it wasn't Jared fucking Leto. Then Dillinger has phone call with Guy and says, "End of line," and I fucking hate this stupid shit. Main character's phone uses an excerpt of the Wendy Carlos soundtrack from the first movie because, remember that movie? It didn't have enough heart. But my movie has heart. I gave Jared Leto feelings. Fuck you. Yes, I'm mad. Have you noticed I'm watching TRON fucking Ares? Every time I see something that references the old movies, I think to myself that I'd rather be watching the old movies. So the data stored in the company server at Encom were just home videos of the main character and her sister. What does Encom do anymore? Is it just space paranoids? Have they become like 343? Also, I'm just gonna say it. The Ares room looks like I'm about to speak to the Atlas. Main character has motorcycle because Sam had a motorcycle once, so our character should have one too. Ares goes on a mission to get the P code, so they go into traffic on a public and busy freeway to steal it. They also chop a cop car in half, like in the trailer, and somehow this is expected to not fall back on Dillinger's company, who literally showed this shit to a room full of generals who can easily identify where the tech fucking came from. Also, you're not gonna believe this, but they had one of the programs do an Akira bike slide. Fuck off. Why aren't the cops looking for these bikes that stand out like a sore thumb? Does law enforcement in America just suck this much ass now? The answer is yeah, they fucking do. Main character figures out how to operate and steal a light cycle in a matter of seconds. Ares Leto then uses a light wall to redirect the main character, and where the fuck are the cops? He's leaving a literal trail. Fucking follow it! Get a chopper! What the fuck is this bullshit? Ares Leto stops for a car with a baby in the backseat because he has feelings, but there is no reaction from the driver other than nudging forward slightly to move out of his way. Now they are both using light trails and still no sign of the police, but have a cool bird's eye view of the light walls in the streets because this is aesthetic the fucking movie. The dumpster the main character lands in says Dumont Recycling. Dumont was the guardian of the I.O. Tower in the first movie. He's referenced on a dumpster logo. By the way, did you know the first two movies didn't have enough heart, but our movie is so full of heart? Jared Leto has feelings! Fuck off. Why is it that the programs from the first two Tron movies feel more alive than the ones in Ares, when they are supposed to be considered rudimentary software in comparison, and Ares is supposed to be some super LLM? What am I watching anymore? She broke the flash drive with the P code in half and threw it in the water. Are you fucking joking me? That was your only bargaining chip, you fucking idiot. I hope he kills you. Wait, so the laser rifle they brought out was so they could put main character in the grid? And is the girl program screaming because she's jealous that Jared is next to another woman? What in the Jesus holy mother of fuck is happening anymore? Main character is now in the Dillinger grid, and girl program continues to stare on, giving jealousy vibes. I hate this. Dillinger tells Ares that killing main character to get the code is fine because it will make him rich, but Jared Leto has feelings and tries to spare her. Dillinger doesn't like that Ares has feelings and orders him killed. To escape the room, Ares activates his light disc and goes into a battle stance. Then he turns off the light disc and just stands there, and then he turns it back on, drops it on the glass floor, and I fucking hate how stupid this is. Main character also survives a plummet from over 80 feet into water. Why is that relevant? Because at around 80 feet, water hits you like concrete. And that wasn't exactly a 10-point dive she did. Her back should be completely shattered by the impact. But this isn't water. It's TRON water. So I guess what the fuck ever, right? So now we're getting to see the Dillinger grid, and it's just the Tron Legacy grid, but red and with triangles. This movie likes its triangles. Main character acts shocked that Dillinger was going to have her deleted after she told Ares Leto that he was an evil bad guy who would get rid of people who got in his way. What did she think she was talking about when she said that? Like, did she think that he moved these people to Wyoming or something? Duh, he's trying to kill you, you dumb bitch! Ares Leto and main character make a deal to find the P code so that Ares Leto can be a real boy, because he has feelings! This movie is just aesthetic, no goddamn substance. I hate it so fucking much. Ares and main character respawn and Ares beats the shit out of everyone. Dillinger acts like a child with a tantrum, and then Ares and main character just walk away, stealing a van. So Dillinger gets girl program and orders her to capture Ares and main character. So she puts on her cyberpunk jetpack thing that's not subtle at all, and the Dillinger gets slapped by his mother. Yeah, that happened. That's real. Dillinger gets slapped by his mommy. I wanted to see programs in the real world as a concept for TRON 3, but this isn't doing it justice. I don't know, man, but seeing Ares Leto just sitting in a van in the real world has really fucking ruined it for me now. Then main character pays a cashier $10,000 to borrow his phone. Encom has bad leadership if you paid $10,000 for a phone, not to keep, but to borrow. You dumb bitch of a character. So main character tells best friend that they need a laser, and then Ares Leto steals the cashier's car. Just for clarification, these are the good guys. Of course, the car is a Honda Civic with racing flames and a spoiler because someone who works at a gas station in America totally has the funds to afford stuff like that. This feels like I'm watching someone play GTA Online. I hate this feeling in my TRON movie. Ares Leto is a know-it-all, show-offy prick who acts like the same kind of people who read Snapple facts to their classmates to sound smart. I fucking hate this movie. The CGI of the car looks like a trailer for the next Need for Speed game. Cool if you were making Need for Speed, but at this point, I have to double check what theater I'm in, because I thought I paid for a TRON movie. Except I'm a pirate, so no I didn't. I saw this shit for free. Fuck you, rat! Ares psychoanalyzes main character because they forgot to make us care about her, and Ares Leto needs to sound smart. More Snapple facts, please! The main character, who is supposed to be like the CEO for Encom, doesn't have a plan. Her plan was to get the P code, then give it to her company, and then tell them to do something with it. This movie gets dumber every time these characters open their mouths. Ares acts like he understands the relationship between main character and sister, despite being a super LLM that had no siblings and was trained to be a soldier. They don't make sense in their own self-contained story. The speech about how things that make life great make it suck as well isn't the fucking profound line you think it is. In fact, it only feels half complete because you basically just told me that life still kinda sucks, even though it's also kinda cool. You said nothing, essentially. Ares knocks down a bike rack because he's the good guy, and he makes it with the CEO back to the warehouse and gets his SecuroServe paycheck. I'm kidding, but literally this whole movie feels like some GTA Online mission. Ares doing the waiting for the elevator bit feels like we are truly underutilizing his character. Do you know why it worked in the Spider-Man movies, though? Because before they did the bit, Spider-Man was established as having all these cool powers that would render an elevator useless to him. Until the time his powers stop working, and he's forced to, in a way, degrade himself by using an elevator. This is just 3 characters in an elevator. And I'm waiting for the best friend to talk about burritos again. So the top floor with the laser also has an arcade in it. What the fuck is Encom? They're like the 80s version of Google, but in the present. Also, it's Kevin Flynn's office. He's not been around for a while. And his stuff is still here, using power, wasting money, so we can have this scene. Encom is financially bleeding out. No, wait a minute. The P code is in Flynn's computer at Encom? What about that tent that they went to at the beginning of the movie? Was it in the tent, and she just used this as an excuse to go on an adventure vacation on company money? Because going up the elevator didn't have enough excitement? What is even anything that this movie is trying to do? What is happening here? You could have just gone upstairs and pulled it from a flash drive or a floppy disk. My fucking Christ almighty. So Ares has to go in, but if everything that comes out of the grid needs to be 3D printed, how do they intend to get him out? Or is a 3D printer unnecessary? Like in the first two movies. Oh yeah! The first two movies didn't need this 3D printer bullshit! Then Ares says, "Here goes nothing," and then Best Friend says, "Or, here goes something." Stop referencing the other movies and do something original. So the girl program shows up and Ares is all like, "I'm gonna sacrifice myself to save you all." And honestly, I just don't care. Just jump out the window and die already. But then he gets hit by the laser anyways and ends up in the first Tron movie grid, which admittedly looks great, but feels ultimately unearned with how disrespectful this movie has been. Girl program then breaks in to kill everyone, and instead of using the signature Tron disc she has, she just pulls out a regular fucking gun. Tron 2.0 had guns, but 1, it wasn't canon, and 2, that was a video game. Make her do the disc pose thing they do. I mean, fuck! Am I watching a Tron movie? She slices the laser with her disc, though, and she doesn't even use the gun. And she just chases main character around throwing pinball machines. Then she's about to shoot, but then the sprinklers come on, and thematically it's supposed to be like rain, and for a second the girl program is all like, "I have feelings now," and completely misses her window to fucking kill the main character and de-reses right there on the spot. Soldier of the future, huh? So Ares Leto is on the light cycle grid and is greeted by a bit, and the music turns into the Wendy Carlos music and literally tries to feel like the first Tron movie. He then gets like the OG light cycle and he escapes through the crack in the wall from the first movie, which I don't know how that's even there. I legitimately don't know how to explain this. The movie, this is the most Tron that Tron Ares actually feels. For a second, I felt nostalgic, which is a cheap and dirty tactic, but it was nice to see the classic grid. Girl program spawns a recognizer and kills Dillinger's mother. I genuinely don't feel anything, and so the movie has failed. Dillinger is locked out, and the movie turns into iRobot as she spawns in an army. Then it happens. The moment that the trailers were hyping up. Kevin Flynn appears. And then we see the invasion of the programs in the real world. Hopefully they at least make it look cool. Then it turns out Kevin Flynn isn't really Kevin Flynn, but some kind of program copy of Flynn or something. He just asks a bunch of questions and says, "Fascinating," a few times. Girl program shows up with a scary-looking recognizer. Main character leaves to be a distraction. Ares then talks about Mozart and pop music, and I don't care. Do you? Did they care when they wrote this? We get a big showdown, and the cops finally show up. Of course, the recognizer has lasers and shoots the police helicopter down. The military then sends jets. Tron jets then show up like in the trailers, and honestly, the trailer was better than the movie. It really was. Honestly, I don't get why she doesn't just go after the building she was just in, but priorities are something that AI isn't good at on its own. I guess she's just a stupid LLM bitch. So then the recognizer crashes. Flynn.ai gives Ares Leto the P code, and ta-da! Ares does the Tron pose. Whoop-de-doo. Then Girl Program drives an APC out of the recognizer and walks up to the main character, and then Ares is reconstructed at Flynn's arcade basement laser, and yeah, I don't care. They ruined their chances at wowing me. I'm just bitter now. Girl Program drives through the city with main character, and I guess we don't have a portable laser anymore, so Ares has these white lights now, and I don't care. He throws his disc, and it just destroys the APC in one hit, but main character is alright. They have their lovers moment. The other guys got into Dillinger's system, and Ares has a final showdown with Girl Program, but he lost his disc. Those guys return with their stupid staffs with the light walls, and they fight. Ares kills the soldiers, Girl Program fights him, and Dillinger Systems gets shut down by some movie hacking bullshit, and Ares gets his disc back and kicks Girl Program's ass. All the bad guys drop dead because they blew up the droid control ship and saved Naboo. Dillinger hides from the cops by zapping himself into the grid. Ares and the main character have their end of movie moment. I don't care, do you? They have a mortality speech that goes nowhere because themes are dead in movies, and that's it. Ares fucked off to go live his life, I guess. He sends her a postcard, and it hints that he might look for Korra or the son of Sam and Korra, which I don't know what the fuck to think, because the movie pretends that it's about not being scared of an AI future. But when AI is stealing art jobs and 3D printing itself to invade our planet, I don't know. I think I'm probably just going to continue worrying about AI and the future to my heart's content. Finally, the post-credits scene is Dillinger arriving in his grid, getting Sark's disc, and turning into Sark from the first movie. Fuck you, Tron Ares. Fuck you, Disney. Fuck you, Jared Leto. Fuck AI. I am done with Disney. It's a fucked world after all. So yeah, those are my fucking notes. Yeah, I don't know if you could tell from the tone. I did not like this movie. Not in the goddamn slightest. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking when they saw this and were like, yeah, no, this is perfect. This is gold. People are gonna absolutely love this. They were hyping this up as the biggest science fiction movie of this year. Of this decade. And they flopped it. It's like they dragged their feet into the studio and were just like, okay, we're gonna film this. Why Jared Leto? Why have no theme, or at least a consistent theme? Like, what am I supposed to make of this movie? How does it fit in with the other two movies that came before it? The answer is it doesn't. And the references to the previous movie don't fucking mean anything other than being goddamn one-liners and references. Oh, remember when they said this in Tron 1? Oh, remember Tron Legacy when that happened? Oh, remember this? Oh, remember that? It's a Member Berries movie. It's a Member Berries movie. It's the Member Berries from South Park. That's all this is. And I'm so fucking mad at this because you could have done something really freaking interesting with some of these concepts. I would have loved to have seen more cyber warfare, right? Where you have these soldiers from different grids represented by different colors, maybe, you know? And they're trying to, like, invade different servers as, like, corporate espionage between NCOM and Dillinger. That would have been so interesting, that alone as a premise, to see how they use the programs to go to war with the other programs to steal, like, I mean, come on, that would have been so good, right? That would have been so good. You had something with that, and you fucked it. I'm pissed. I'm pissed off. This movie genuinely has me feeling sad. Like, look, I wasn't expecting much. For one, Jared Leto was in it. And for two, you have fucking the director, and he was saying, oh, the first two movies don't have any fucking heart. What are you fucking talking about? And your movie has heart? Your movie was most likely written by an AI. Some of the locations, some of the footage I looked at looked like it could have been rendered by AI. But how can we prove it? How can we tell? It's gotten so fucking good now that fuck this. Fuck this movie. Genuinely fuck this movie. And fuck Disney, you bunch of spineless cowards. You uncreative hacks. You absolute money-grubbing, cheap pieces of shit. You care nothing for art. Stop pretending you do. Jesus fuck. You have artists. Congratulations. You're wasting their talents. Fuck you, Disney.